happiness is something which is not really something which will come from the space, or which is something which will come to you. It doesn't mean that. Happiness is something which comes from you. So that is why happiness is something which is really difficult and which is very hard to understand and to achieve. So that is why happiness, everyone wants to be happy. There's no one in this world who doesn't want to be happy. So that is why for happiness, everyone knows that they want to be happy, but they don't know what is the real actions and what is the real cause of happiness. So that is why, let's say, therefore, in this world, if one has to be happy, if they one's life have to be happy, they have to make their path in a perfect way. Let's say a happy path. But we are not like that. Even in our path, like when we walk, when we talk, we are always having attention. We are thinking of something very difficult. We are thinking of the 5 poisons like anger, hatred, jealousy, desire, and, as you know, ego. So if we have ego, we will never be happy. So that is why we always have that 5 poisons in us. We have the 10 negative actions in us. So if we have this kind of negativity blocking the sun, like, if I give an example, like there's the sun up there, and if there's a cloud covering the sun, we know that the sun is there, but we don't know that, like, as we say that, there's the sun up there, but we don't see the sun. That is it. There's the sun up there, but the cloud is covering the sun. But if you say there's no sun, it is not like that. There is the sun. So the sun is the happiness. And the cloud is the negative actions. Happiness is there, always. It's always with us. It's always within us. It's always going with us. But that cloud is covering it. It is just like a mirror. I'll give an example. It's like a mirror. We see our face in the mirror. If the mirror is clear, we see our face there. But if the mirror has some dirt and if there's some mud covered on the mirror, we cannot see our face clearly. So that is why we must work. The mirror doesn't have an auto cleaning system. We must work manually. We must go through every dangers. We are people who are egomaniac. We are people who are lazy. We are people who are ignorant. We are people who want money. The one thing in this world which really discards happiness is money. Because the money is whether it's bad, whether it's good, it is money. So that is why if you want money, then you are pushing away happiness. If you want happiness, money should be pushed away. Because if you want money, happiness will never, ever come to you. And that is impossible in this world. We have a desire, we have attachment, we want more. If you get 1 million, we will think of 1 billion. So our human desire never, ever has a limit. It's just like drinking seawater. When we drink seawater, salt water, we will never quench our thirst. We want to drink it, but we will never quench our thirst. If we drink 1 cup, we will try to drink 2 cups. So that is why desire and having more money is just like drinking seawater. So that is why always have limits. Whether it's money, whether it's wealth, no matter what in this world. We must always remember, whenever we want this kind of things, we must always remember that we are going to die once. We are going to die, that's for sure. We will die, and when we die, we must know and we must understand that we cannot take a needle. A needle, in the sense of, we cannot take anything. We cannot take our family, we cannot take our house. Forget about others, we cannot take our own body with us. So, what is the real essence, what is the real value of having all of these things in our life? And we're having it just for suffering, just to have more worries, just to have more tension. We're taking these things, we're just taking these things, knowing that it is suffering, knowing that it's valueless, knowing that it won't help you reach enlightenment, knowing all of this, you're doing it. That is why we humans are really, really not thinking forward. If we are someone, if we are real humans, humans are called as the best realm in all of the 6 realms. So that is why, if we are the humans, if we are really a human, we must work as a human. But we are not doing that. Even the animals and the people who are not having the full body, they have more compassion, they have more care, they have more love, and they are more sympathetic. So that is why it doesn't really mean that we must learn, but we have those. We must generate them. We can imagine that there's a homeless person in the streets, and they beg, and if you don't give them, that will become harsh. But if you give one food, 1 penny or so, they become happy. We never feel the happiness right now. We never know what, if we do something good, we never know what that virtue will give us in the future. Because the result happens very slowly. It takes time to grow a maize plant. Same like that. It takes time for the virtue to grow. But still then, it is just like putting money in the bank. You do something very good, very beneficial to the other person, and that virtue will be stored in your bank. You do another, that will be also stored in your bank. Thus, one day when the bank account is full, you can use it, and that time you will be happy. But the one thing we need to always remember is that happiness, the happiness which we have right now, isn't the real happiness, though we call it happiness. The real happiness can be only achieved at the brink of liberation. If we are liberated, we are happy. Though we are happy right now, we will not be happy later. Though we are happy yesterday, we won't be happy tomorrow. Though we are happy tomorrow, we won't be happy day after tomorrow. Happiness is really uncertain. As I told you before, that like this haha and having a lot of money, staying healthy, this isn't happiness. This is just a tiny part of being happy. But this isn't the happiness. The real happiness is invisible. It is not there, but it is there. It's just like happiness is there, but it is not there. Because the happiness itself is within us.